If you are a coach, consultant, agency owner, or service provider, then within this video, I want to show you how to define a winning audience and find buyers who actually will convert. Most of the times, speaking with a lot of coaches, consultants, agency owners, and service providers, I hear the biggest problem is like, hey, I'm not getting enough qualified leads into a business. I'm getting leads that are unqualified, and sometimes I get leads that buy my service, but I don't really feel happy actually working with them because they don't really understand the value that I'm delivering. Or most of the times I get leads coming in, but I can't afford my services, which falls under the same category of actually unqualified leads. Okay? And could be the biggest reason why your business also can't scale. Because in order for you to really scale your business, you need to get more volume of leads. Okay? And then once you get more volume of leads, you need to make sure that the volume of leads that are incoming into your business are qualified, right? So not every single lead has to be qualified, but let's say you get 75 to 85% of qualified actual leads, qualified buyers, qualified clients coming inside of your business. Because then your business will scale much faster. And also with that, not only will scale faster, but your fulfillment success rate will be higher as well. Okay? So most businesses don't fail because of bad ads, weak sales skills, weak funnels, or lack of effort. They fail because they are speaking to the wrong audience, right? You're speaking to the wrong crowd. And if your audience is wrong, everything will actually feel hard, right? So ads will not convert, your calls will be unqualified, sales will feel forced, and growth is inconsistent. So within this video, within this training, I will show you how to define a winning audience and where to find buyers who already want what you are actually selling, okay? So part one, what a winning audience actually means, okay? A winning audience is not anyone who wants to grow. People who need help, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, agencies, right? These could be too broad. Just working with anyone, like basically, let's say you are a fitness coach and you said, hey, I'm working with people that want to lose weight, or I'm working with people that want to get in shape, or I'm working with people that want to gain muscle. It's very broad, right? You're basically looking for anyone that wants to gain muscle, lose weight, or be in shape, okay? There's a couple things that we need to speak about, okay? So obviously, a winning audience already has, so there's a couple things that I have, right? 5 things. A painful, expensive problem, right? So there's a problem, okay? A proof of buying behavior. So in that market, we have a proof of concept that that certain avatar, that client or that dream client is already spending and investing, right? So there's a proof of buying behavior. And they have also urgency to solve it now, okay? Another thing is ability to pay. So most of the times, speaking with a lot of coaches, consultants, and agency owners and service providers, I hear the biggest problem is like they don't have the ability to actually commit financially in investing in order for them to get the solution, right? Or sometimes they say, hey, I don't. Sometimes I also get this one. They don't have urgency. They're like, hey, I'm not really like kind of looking at it to solve this problem immediately. I can do it in the next 4 to 8 weeks, right? So there's not enough urgency. So another thing is a clear outcome they want, right? So they come like it's basically when you go to psychotherapist, right? There's a clear outcome you want. Maybe it's in a relationship, maybe it's personally, maybe it's to do with self-sabotage, maybe it's to do with God knows what, but you want a clear outcome. Maybe you want better relationships, right? You want to like, hey, I want to actually live in harmony with my partner, right? My relationships need to actually be fixed. And then you have a vision of what that relationship should look like. And then you go to psychologist that offers that clear outcome to you, okay? He maybe says, hey, in the next 30 days, you and your partner will understand yourselves on a much better level. You will feel more connected. You will have open relationship and actually open emotional relationship, right? And there's a certain outcome, okay? So a clear outcome. So again, just to kind of hammer these in, right? So number one, a painful, expensive problem. And obviously, the reason I put here expensive is because the more you have a high profit in the business, the faster you also can scale your business to use those profits to reinvest inside of your business, right? When you solve a problem, let's say for just an ordinary person and you help him to get in shape, for him, maybe that could be worth $100, $200, right? You solve for somebody that's an athlete and he has to perform on a pitch, right? So he's actually getting paid, then that automatically becomes a different price tag to what you are actually offering, right? And the problem you're solving. For somebody that's a super like entrepreneur running multiple businesses, that also could be an expensive problem because their health can impact the entire performance of how he actually performs under all of these businesses, okay? So again, painful, expensive problem, proof of buying behavior, so people actually investing and buying into that market, urgency to solve it now, ability to pay, a clear outcome they want, okay? If these 5 things exist, marketing becomes leverage instead of actual labor, okay? When you have the right audience, you don't need to work much harder because you are speaking with the right audience and they do already understand what they want. They do already understand what you are talking about. When you're speaking with the wrong audience, they don't really understand your form of communication. They don't really understand what's the point that you're trying to get across. It may resonate with them. They don't even know if it resonates with them or not. It may resonate, it may not resonate with the messaging that you're actually positioning yourself in the market, okay? Now let's move on. So part 2, the audience clarity framework, right? I want to teach this to you. Every winning audience can be defined using 5 filters, right? Examples: agency owners running Facebook ads for local businesses, mindset coach selling one-on-one package, consultant helping business-to-business companies with operations, online fitness coach selling high-ticket transformations, right? Bad definition: business owners, okay? So when you say who they are, they could be, we go into very specific, we go very targeted, okay? So we, instead of saying business owners, you could be very specific saying agency owners running Facebook ads for local businesses, mindset coach selling one-on-one packages, consultant helping B2B companies with operations, or online fitness coach selling a high-ticket transformation, okay? And then obviously a good definition. So instead of being like a bad definition, just saying business owners, a good definition could be agency owners doing 5 to 30K a month who sell services over 2K, okay? Number 2, where they are stuck, specific bottleneck, right? Winning audiences are stuck at one specific constraint, not everything, right? So we're not trying to solve every single problem they have. We're trying to really solve just one simple problem, okay? One simple problem. Not every single problem they have, one biggest problem that they have, okay? So example, getting leads but can't close consistently, closing deals but pipeline is inconsistent, traffic works but offer doesn't convert, right? Overworked, manually selling everything, okay? Like one problem. Mindset coach, example, clients feel stuck emotionally, but the real bottleneck is lack of structure, habits, and accountability, okay? So we focus on just one problem that we are actually solving for one target audience, right? So one pain point for one audience. So number 3, what they already tried, proof of sophistication, okay? You want people who already tried ads, coaches, courses, organic content, and sales calls, okay? Maybe you already want to speak, like, let's say I'm an agency, I want to speak with people that already have invested in ads. I want to speak to people that have, maybe you want to speak with people, like, let's say you're a performance coach and you already want to maybe with somebody that has already worked with coaches or partnered with coaches, or maybe somebody that has consumed courses or organic content, sales calls, right? So example, agency owners who have tried ads or cold outreach but can make it predictable, okay? If they haven't tried anything, they are beginners. Beginners are very expensive, okay? So when I say beginners are very expensive, because they will not have the golden nuggets from their experiences. They will really not understand the value you are delivering. They will not really understand what it means by you actually solving that problem. Because if somebody has tried 20 times to knock on a door and get a door open and can't get a door open, because once they get the door open, their entire life changes, right? And then you get somebody that hasn't even knocked the door. So for the person that has knocked the 20 doors, trying to get one door open so they can change their entire life, will mean an offer where you say basically, hey, I'm going to help you to open that one door that will change everything for you. They will value it much more because they already have tried knocking on 20 doors. But let's say somebody that has knocked on, like somebody hasn't knocked on any doors will not really appreciate what you're trying to do because they haven't yet tried. They haven't yet failed. So they don't really understand the value than somebody that already has failed and tried and still cannot actually solve the problem. Okay? Hope I'm not confusing you there. So, number 4, what they are willing to pay to solve it, right? This determines your price ceiling. Okay? Examples: 2 to 5K entry level, high ticket; 5 to 10K serious operators; and 10 plus K business builders. Okay? So ask, what is the problem worth solving for them right now? What is it worth? Okay? Is this problem worth to you like 20K, 30K, 50K? Is this worth that you can leave your job forever and you can consistently make money with your current business, right? What is it really worth to them? Time-wise, energy-wise, financial-wise, okay? Relationship-wise, emotionally-wise. What is it actually worth to them, okay? And then number 5, what outcomes they actually want. Okay, people don't buy services, they buy outcomes, right? So that's super important that I actually want to say, like, you don't walk to the shop just to walk to the shop. You walk to the shop because you walk with an outcome that you need to buy something to make something, right? Let's say you go to the grocery shop. You just don't want to go to the grocery shop. You go for grocery shop with an outcome of buying groceries. Okay, so the same here. Nobody just wants to buy a service. That's not why they are there. They're buying a service because they're looking for a certain outcome. They want a certain outcome. Okay, so examples: consistent book calls every week, right? If you are maybe a coach, consultant, agency owner, you would like to have consistent book calls every single week on your calendar. Predictable revenue instead of spikes, right? A business growing doesn't want to just see like, oh, this month we did 5K, last month we did 10K, the month before that we did 15K, and then month before that we saw 2K. You want something that's very consistent, right? As predictable revenue instead of like spikes, right? So they want predictable revenue instead of spikes. A system that runs without me, okay? It could be to do with training, right? A system, and maybe you don't need to be in order for you to train your sales reps. You maybe don't need to be to train your coaches of how to actually fulfill your clients. You already have a system built out where they actually log in, they watch all the videos, they have all the trainings, they have all the worksheets, and they basically pass it at the end. They have a test. Once they pass the test, you know they're 100% ready to fulfill your clients, right? So you don't want to be there doing it manually, jumping on a call, explaining, work with them back and forwards, right? You want to have a system. Confidence and clarity instead of anxiety. This could go again for entrepreneurs, CEOs, business owners, and founders, right? Somebody that's not seeing exactly how can they solve the problem, right? It's too many decisions, too many deadlines, too many things need to be done. So instead of they being in a fog, really not knowing which is going to solve which, or which problem that I'm solving now could deliver the biggest impact, or what are the most important activities currently, right? They don't know. So this could be something that could help them to get rid of that and give them confidence and clarity on really understanding what is what and where they need to focus instead of not knowing, okay? So mindset coach examples. Outcome isn't better mindset, okay? Outcome is clear decisions, emotional stability, and confidence under pressure, okay? So part 3, how to find your winning audience step by step. I wanted to include this because for a couple of reasons. When I started, I really kind of guessed who I'm going to go after, why I'm going to go after these people. I just kind of guessed, but then I understood there's actual formula of how you find your winning audience. And I have seen many times speaking with coaches, consultants, and agency owners, kind of asking them what is your target audience, and then asking them why they are your target audience. Most of them can't really answer the question. It's like, well, this kind of resonates with me. It's more to do with resonating with them without really understanding what are the key factors that actually determine that this is your target audience, right? So that's why I wanted to give you this part 3 of how to find your winning audience, right? Step by step. So use market evidence, not opinions, right? We want to use actual physical evidence, physical data, instead of just opinions or maybe concepts. So you don't guess audiences, you observe them. Okay, it's not like you work in a marketplace and you're like, hey, I think this could be my target audience. We need to actually observe them to better understand if these are the right people that we need to be serving. Or if they are not, then maybe there's another audience and we need to observe them as well in order for us to come to conclusion. So look for people spending money, right? People complaining publicly, people asking questions, people advertising. Okay, so this A, use market evidence, so data, raw actual data. B, places conduct market research, right? I want to teach you these. So meta ads library, it's very simple. You go into meta ads library, you can search for ads and you can start validating your offer. You can start validating your offer based on the ads you are actually seeing, right? So you maybe be, let's say, I'm looking for coaches, right? So I want to know exactly what can I be solving for coaches. So I type in coaches and I can start seeing ads specifically for coaches. Maybe there's other agencies offering, like mostly targeting coaches that are struggling with lead flow, client flow, right? So then I start to validate this based on what others are offering, okay? So search keywords related to coaching, consulting, agencies, mindset, and lead generation. If someone is running ads, they are making money, testing offers, or proving demand, okay? So when I'm looking at ads, I'm also looking not only on a way of validating my offer, but I'm also looking at what's already working, because sometimes behind those ads you also get raw data. You can see how many clicks they have, how many views they have, and you can also see the funnels that are being sent. And then you sometimes can extract the data from the websites that are being sent to, or the funnels that are being sent, by using other things like similar web that offers data, raw data, live data of the funnel, or basically when you copy the URL of the funnel. Let's say I'm watching an ad and then I'm clicking like learn more, or there's like apply now. I click, I'm going to be taken to a funnel. I can use the URL from that funnel. I can copy paste that into similar web, and the similar web is going to give me all the data points about like how many views, where the people are coming, what target, where's that traffic is coming from, and so on and so forth. Okay, so if someone is running ads, they're already making money, testing offers, or providing demand. Example, you see 10 ads targeting agency owners struggling with leads. That could be market validated. Okay, so that basically, if you're the coach, and let's say you're the coach, and you can see other coaches are specifically targeting people struggling with their mental health, and you really want to get into mental health, that could be validation for you to get into that market. Okay, YouTube, okay, underrated. Search like how to get clients as coach, scaling an agency, consulting, business growth. When you search for these things, you can start reading comments, right? What are people confused about? What they are frustrated with? What questions keep repeating? Because these questions are giving you something. They're giving you data of what people are understanding, what they need help with, and so on and so forth. And in this way, when you're reading their comments, you'll start collecting data by understanding, okay, what is my market really struggling with? Okay, maybe you go into Tony Robbins, let's say you're a mindset coach, you type in Tony Robbins and you watch one of his videos, and you see in comments, people maybe say, hey, yes, I'm struggling with self-sabotage, I'm struggling with mental health, I'm struggling with productivity, I'm struggling with focus. And then you can see how many times is that actually repeated. And that's how you also start to validate your target audience, okay? Also, school communities. Look for paid groups, active discussions, business-related communities. Winning signs. People sharing revenue numbers, asking about scaling, complaining about bottlenecks. These are all like indications of winning audience, okay? These are winning audiences. When you're going into school communities and you see all these discussions, it's very easy to find a winning audience, because then you see, okay, what is repeating and what can I help with? Because once you have a service that you're offering, let's say to business owners, it could be lead generation or it could be sales, and then you see in these communities people mostly speak about sales or lead generation, then you understand exactly what is that audience that is struggling with lead generation, and then you can start going after that audience, right? So a couple things, I want to drive this home so I'm not confusing. So let's say, for example, I'm a business owner offering solution about sales, okay? I help to ramp up salespeople, okay? So then I would go into Meta Ads library, and I'll be searching for sales or sales coaches or business coaches, and we'll start looking for ads, right? If somebody's running ads in that niche, speaking about how they help to ramp up salespeople in companies or corporate, then I know, okay, you can make money because people are already running ads, right? Or somebody's maybe testing offer. Next thing I can do, the next thing I can do is I can use that ad that I'm seeing that is being targeted, and let's say they have a call to action, apply now or learn more. I can click to go to their funnel, okay? And then the funnel will have a URL. I can use that URL to go into SimilarWeb, and then I can copy paste that in SimilarWeb, and it will give me all the data where the traffic is coming, what funnels is being used, so on and so forth. And that's how I'm also can see more data in live to understand exactly if that is the audience and how many people are actually clicking. And if I see there's a high volume of people clicking, putting their information in, that I know that that's what people are actually struggling. So now I'm validating my market more, right? Because if you see 10 ads targeting agents are struggling with leads, or let's say I'm seeing like business sales coaches or business owners offering sales advice, or specifically, let's say coach is struggling with actual sales, or corporate is struggling with ramping up their salespeople, then I know that I can validate the market if I see many ads about it, right? In YouTube, I can then go on and start searching like how to close, how to sell, how to tie down my prospect on a sales call, how to ask probing questions on a sales call. All of this then will give me more information when I start reading the comments, okay? Then I can understand what people understand, what they don't understand, what is the problem, what they're confused with, and what are they frustrated with. I also can go in school communities, go into paid active discussions in Israeli communities, and then can start seeing like people sharing their wins about sales, people sharing maybe objections that they cannot overcome, so on, so forth and so on. This gives me a better understanding exactly who I'm going after and if there is an actual valid market for me, okay? LinkedIn is also a big one. Search by job title, company size, and industry. They analyze basically what content they are engaging with, what problems they talk about, and what offers they respond. And then also the same in Reddit. You can go subreddits in like entrepreneur consulting agency or coaching or mindset coach or mindset or mental health, and then you can start to see all this data. So basically what I'm giving you here is a couple platforms like Reddit, forums, LinkedIn, school, YouTube, and then also Meta Ads library, and you also can go on Facebook, right? On Facebook groups. Sometimes you can go into Facebook groups and you can type in your topic. Like, let's say let's use the same example. I'm actual person. I'm actually a sales coach that's helping corporate improve their salespeople. So then I can go in and start searching about sales in groups and then see discussions. Okay, and then I also can understand if the corporate is my market, or maybe business owners are my market, or maybe agencies are my market, or maybe coaches are my market that are struggling with closing clients, right? So there's enough information. So like also when you're engaging in questions and you're seeing like people asking many questions about certain topic that they don't really understand, there is a valid offer that you can offer there. Okay, if you see it repeating, then you are hitting the actual nail on the head by having the right service in place, because people are searching for solution for that specific searching for solution. Okay, so part 2, matching offer to audience. This is a very critical step. Right? Your audience determines your messaging, your funnel, your ads, and your sales process. Example, mismatch, right? Beginner coach plus 10K offer equals resistance. Okay, so if you have, if you, like this happens usually with me as well, happened to start, you will get beginners that don't have a lot of income happening because they're still trying to figure things out, and then you're kind of trying to offer, like you're trying to give them a 10K offer in order for them to help them. There's a big resistance happening because they cannot afford it. Okay, and then example alignment, agency owners doing 10K at 20K a month plus predictable acquisition system equals desire. Okay, because an agency that's doing 20K a month probably have a lot of bottlenecks in the business, and they probably do want a predictable client acquisition system that helps them to scale without actual complexities. Okay, so part 5, simple audience validation test. Before committing, answer these questions. Are they already spending money? Do they talk about the problem publicly? Can I describe them in one sentence? Can I predict their objections? Can I clearly articulate the outcome? If yes, you have a winning audience. If no, keep refining. What I would do is also I would take a paper and a pen and I would write down, or you can even do it in a doc. Okay, you can do it in a doc or you can do it on your phone. When I would go into, say I go in Meta Ads Library, I would write down all the ads that I'm seeing. The same would go on YouTube. I would write down all the comments, repeating comments that I'm seeing. What I would take entire section of, I would extract them and I would do that for a couple videos. And then what I would do, I would analyze all the comments together and I will extract only the most repeated ones, okay? And the same I would do for school communities and LinkedIn as well, and Reddit as well, okay? So just to hammer this home, let's go from the top. Just want to make sure that we are on the same page. So part one, what a winning audience actually means, right? It means that we are solving one problem for one audience, and there are 5 things included. The painful, expensive problem that we are solving, a proof of buying behavior, so people are already investing money, urgency to solve it now, so not in like the next year, but they have urgency to solve it now, ability to pay, a clear outcome they actually want, okay? Then we went into part 2, which is the audience clarity framework, who they are, where they are stuck, what they have already tried, and then what they are willing to pay to solve it and what outcomes they actually want. And then we went into how to find a winning audience, use market evidence, like look for people spending money, people complaining publicly about, so that means into comments, people asking questions, people advertising, right? So place to conduct market research could be Meta Ads Library, also LinkedIn Ads Library as well is a good one, and the TikTok Ads Library is the same, so that's good. So and then you can go into search there. When you go into your search, you can basically do a keyword related to the topic that you're trying to research, okay? You can do the same in YouTube, searching for longer terms, like how to, maybe you are looking how to be more focused, right? And you're a coach helping people with productivity. Then you can start searching on YouTube like how to be more focused, and then you will have a lot of videos, and then also will show comments. And obviously you want to then take all those, extract those comments, and like I said, then you basically, once you have extracted, you look at all the data, and then you're only extracting from all of that data the most common comments, okay? And then you can have your top 3. In school communities, you can do the same. LinkedIn as well. And by the way, a lot of communities in school offer LinkedIn, you can do the same, and in Reddit, the same, okay? And then we went in part 2, matching offer to audience, right? Your audience determines your messaging, your funnel, your ads, your sales process. Example mismatch is beginner coach plus 10K offer equals resistance. Example alignment is agency owner doing 20K a month plus predictable acquisition system equals desire, okay? Part 5, simple audience validation test. Before committing, answering these questions, right? So 5 simple questions. Are they already spending money? Do they talk about the problem publicly? Can I describe them in one sentence? Can I predict their objections? Can I clearly articulate the outcome? Okay, if yes, you have a winning audience. If not, you need to keep refining. And if you're a coach, consultant, agency owner, currently trying to scale actually your business, I want to actually offer you to book in a call with us with Systems for Scaling, where we would actually audit your business, walk you through step by step, and actually help you to install our system if we are a great fit for you and you are a great fit for us, because our system actually guarantees 15 to 35 high-ticket clients for your coaching, consulting, or agency business in 90 days, or you simply do not have to actually pay us if we do not deliver it. Now, however, there's a couple things. You need to be coach, consultant, or agency owner already generating minimum of 5 to 10K, okay, in your monthly sales revenue. And then we can definitely hop on a call and we will help you to understand if we can actually help you to scale, okay? So I hope this really helped you to really understand how to find your winning audience, because most of the times I have seen that most coaches complain and they say, hey, I'm not getting enough qualified leads, I'm getting unqualified leads, people that hop on a call, they can't afford my service. So the people that can't afford my service, they don't really understand the value, right? When you find your really winning audience, you will not have that problem. So I hope this really drives home and going to help you to really define your audience, help you to really understand how to find that winning audience by using all of these key points we went over here. Okay, so thank you for watching. See you in my next video.